Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to tell you 10 things that you definitely did not know about me. Alright, if you're new here, my name is Claire. My channel is all about mom stuff, lady stuff, and life stuff. So hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. I have actually had a recent influx of a lot of new subscribers, so thank you so much for liking my content, for coming on board, because YouTube actually, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, so I really appreciate that all of you like it and it matters to me. So anyway, so I actually did a video like this a really long time ago, and those 10 things about me you didn't know are totally different than these ones, and I tried really hard to pick things that I have never mentioned on this channel before. So if you know me in real life, you might know a few of these, but you might also be surprised by some. Why, in every video, my dog is just in the back doing something weird. Have you guys noticed this? Like, what? All right, so let's just get right into it. Here are 10 things you did not know about me. The first one, there's no way, like most of you know about this, even the people who do know me, because I got a new tattoo 2 nights ago. So I'm gonna give it the debut here. It's kind of a big one. I kind of picked a stupid shirt to wear. So this is a glad, which is my mother's favorite flower. I've had this one for a long time. I actually got this, I filmed getting this. It was like a day in the life. I'll leave that video down below. But I want to get like eventually my whole arm in like the favorite flowers of all like the important women in my life, my grandmothers, my girlfriends, my sister, and my mother. So I started with my mom, and I just am totally in love with it. It's only 2 days old, so it's a little bit fresh still. But yeah, you definitely did not know that I had this big tattoo. Number 2, I don't have a uvula. And that is the little ball at the back of your throat. I don't have one. I was born with one, but I got my tonsils out in like 7th or 8th grade, and they took my uvula too. And they deny this, but I don't have one, and I'm gonna show you. I told you, I don't have one. So there's a little tidbit for you. Number 3, I tap danced all through school. I started when I was probably like 5 or 6, and I tap danced all the way up into high school competitively with a like dance school. So I mean, it's kind of a random fact about me, but I do think it really contributed to my coordination and also to my openness and confidence being in front of people, speaking in front of people, or you know, performing in general, because I did it at a very young age, and I can still whip out like a solid time step and a couple other things. It's been a little while, but I probably still could. Number 4, I may have slightly mentioned this in passing, but we can delve into it a little deeper. My husband is the only real boyfriend I had ever had, and that might sound kind of weird, but we met in high school, but we weren't together in high school ever. And I definitely casually dated, but we were roommates for 2 whole years before we became a couple. And in that time, we both had feelings for each other, but neither of us would do anything about it. So I was casually dating, but I didn't want to commit to anyone because I always kind of knew that I was meant to end up with Gianni. So I've just loved him for like a super long time, and that's an interesting fact about me. I've never broken up with anyone. No one's ever broken up with me. I've never had a broken heart. I've always just loved Gianni. Here's another weird body one, because if it wasn't enough for me to show you that I have no uvula, I also have a weird body thing. 2 of my toes are hooked together on both feet. I have webbed toes. And I guess it's like a little bit hereditary, but neither of my parents have them, and my kids don't have them. But now I am completely obligated to show you said webbed toes. Okay, so if you see, it's these 2. They're like totally hooked together, you know? Like not all the way to the tip, but like a lot. And the only time this has really affected my life is like in the late 90s when toe socks got really popular, and we got them in our stockings, and they were like rainbow ones, and I hadn't ever really thought about my toes until that moment where I tried to put those toe socks on, and it was the saddest moment of like child Claire's life, you know. I was very sore about not being able to be trendy with toe socks, but that's really the only problem it's ever given me, so I'm not worried about it. like whatever. Here's a weird one that probably only a handful of like people in my real life actually know about. A few years ago, I dabbled in some amateur taxidermy because I wanted to learn how to stuff a mouse. And that might sound totally gross, but for some reason it didn't gross me out at all. And I'm like a huge animal lover. So I would go to the pet store and I would buy frozen, already dead mice. I wasn't like killing anything. They were like the ones they sell for like snake food and stuff. And I was like watching YouTube tutorials about how to stuff a mouse. So there are somewhere in my life some various interesting stuffed mice. I'm not even sure if I have like a full one left, but at my job I do have one that I stuffed its head like a deer head and put it on a little tiny plaque and made little like clay antlers out of it to make like a mouse-elope. So that's the thing I did before. So that's kind of weird and interesting and kind of gross if you're not into that kind of stuff. If you've watched me a long time, you might know that I really love to sing. I have a very good voice. I can sing mostly anything. I think the type of voice I have would be perfect for like a girl group, you know? I blend in very nicely. I don't have like a super incredible, breathtaking voice, but like I could carry a tune. And the first time I ever sang in public ever, I was in 5th grade and it was the church talent show. And my mother, who is also a ridiculous theatrical person, where do I get it from? I don't know. She has this brilliant idea that I should sing Don't Cry For Me, Argentina from the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical Evita, which is one of my favorites. And so little 5th grade Claire dressed up in like a pantsuit like she wears, and I had like my hair in like a little bun, and we put the Argentinian flag up on like this podium, and I walked up and I sang Don't Cry For Me, Argentina. And I was probably like, I don't know, 4 feet tall. It was ridiculous, but totally cool. Number 8, I have very few guilty pleasures in life. I pretty much own all of the things I like, you know? But there's one little one that I'm a little embarrassed about, but I'm gonna tell you, I am obsessed with the Sister Wives from TLC. I love the show. I own all the seasons. I follow all of them on Instagram. I love the Sister Wives. My favorite wife, I think, right now, it changes all the time because I love them all, but I really love Christine. She's my favorite sister wife. She keeps it real, and I think her and Aspen should have a spinoff. Number 9, this one's kind of gross, but I wanted to share it with you because it is the best prank I've ever pulled off in my life. I was probably like, I don't know, in high school, freshman, sophomore in high school, back when you just had flip phones, you know, their smartphones weren't a thing. And my mom had a flip phone, but being the baby boomer that she is, and not a technologically advanced boomer at that, she just could do very basic things on her flip phone. And so one day, I pooped, and I took a picture of my poop in the toilet with her phone, and I set it as her background, and she couldn't figure out how to change it. And every time she opened her phone for like a year, there my poop was. And looking back on that, super gross. Not a very mature thing for me to do, but my friends till this day still reference that because it was very, very funny at the time. All right, and my very last fact about me is my first ever concert was a Kiss concert. I feel like I have shared this on this channel before, but I couldn't find where. So it's possible you may have known this, but I don't know. My family is a huge like Kiss army family. Like my father turned my bedroom into the Kiss room when I left. And it's like, of course, beautifully styled with like guitars and like interesting autographed pieces and records and all sorts of stuff. It's like real intense. Everybody loves Kiss. And I've been to like a ton of Kiss concerts in my life. I actually did do a day in the life when I went to one like a couple months ago. So there is some footage of me at a Kiss concert, but the very first one I went to, I was in only 3rd grade, and I went in full Gene Simmons makeup, and it was their first farewell tour. And so Ace Frehley was with them, and it was like pretty dope. So that was my my first concert experience, was a Kiss concert. All right, you guys, those are 10 things you probably didn't know about me. what was the most surprising thing? Or were any of them surprising? I'm sorry, a lot of them were kind of weird, but like, I realized I share everything on this channel and it was really hard to think of 10 things that I'd never talked about. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new, if you are a recent subscriber, thank you so much for watching and supporting me. I hope you're enjoying getting to know me a little bit better. Leave me a comment so I can get to know you as well. And of course, come back for more mom stuff, lady stuff, and life stuff. I post new videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and I'll see you guys in my next one.